All right, everybody. So we're going to continue on with our central question of how did Abraham Lincoln's stance on slavery change throughout the Civil War. We did look at one of these documents today in class, and remember that Lincoln's election in 1860, inauguration in 1861, was sort of the last straw in those 7 southern states seceding from the Union. And when they secede, really, that's the beginning of the Civil War. So in looking at his first inaugural address, we take a look here. We did this in class today. We tried to answer the central question, was Lincoln's stance on slavery changing, at least at the beginning of the war? What was his stance? And through Lincoln's inaugural address, as you can see right here, we said, was he opposed to slavery? And really, we highlighted the answer no, because he makes some references to preserving the Union and getting the Confederacy back, but not as much talking about slavery. Was Lincoln against the extension of slavery? This was the second question that we answered in class today. We said absolutely yes. His tone suggests that he did not want slavery to extend further. And I remember that, when he ran on this platform for the Republican Party, the Republicans were really about the anti-extension of slavery. They were the anti-extension of slavery party. So in the end, did Lincoln care more about preserving Union or ending slavery, as stated right here in this final question? I don't know in class. Again, summarizing, you guys sort of thought that question wasn't really fair because we hadn't really gotten into the war yet, and maybe it doesn't help us answer the larger question now. But again, at the beginning of the war, Lincoln wants to get the country back together. That's sort of his sole purpose. So that's what we did today in class. Now, your assignment for today is going to be to break down this video of Eric Foner, who's a professor at the University of Illinois, one of the more authoritative voices on Lincoln, a wonderful historian who's going to talk about these same things about Lincoln, right? So he studied Lincoln. This is a secondary source, not Lincoln's words, but someone who really knows Lincoln. And based on what Eric Foner says, we're going to ask those same 3 questions, Javier. So was Lincoln opposed to slavery? I want yes, no, or maybe, and then give me a 1 or 2 line answer here that justifies what you're saying. Do the same thing for the next question. Was Lincoln against the extension of slavery? And then did Lincoln care more about preserving the Union or ending slavery? Foner should give you enough evidence to answer a question like that just based on his secondary source. You'll hear my voice throughout the video. I do want you to answer the questions that go with the video. And when you're finished answering the questions, listening to my voice and listening to Foner's voice, I want you to come back to this document right here and be ready to go with this for tomorrow. So tonight's homework, Foner's assessment of Lincoln. I want you to go to Edpuzzle, listen to the video, listen to my comments, fill out the questions and quiz questions along the way, and then come back ready to discuss these 3 central questions tomorrow.